to episode 8 of our Wet Coast Wolves podcast. And it really is 8. I double checked this time.
Did we say the wrong date last time?
No, I was putting I was putting something on somewhere. Oh, it was on the blog, and I put in that it was episode 8, and I had to go back and change it. Because, you know, I can't count.
So excited to film.
Exactly. Today is Wednesday, August 10th.
Yep.
And we are on another field trip. This is Bernadette's new craft room. Isn't it so cool? I'm just going to take home all of that. She's going to go in that other room, and yeah. But don't tell her I took it.
It's like evidence on like the internet.
Yeah,
I know
this is
there's
why I'm not a
very large cone of yarn behind Glenda that I'm gonna have to keep an eye on.
I'm just gonna this is like 2 sweaters. I'm just gonna take it home with me.
It is 2 sweaters. The plan is to knit one for me and then probably one for Brian.
Pretty. I love it.
Yeah, that's from the.
That's what you get. Mill. Yeah, if you go to Ireland and go to yarn mills, that's what you get. Okay, now we're being totally random here. So I'm Glenda McDonald. Instagram. On Instagram, it's Glenda McDonald, one word with MC. And on Ravelry, I'm Glenda. And you can also find the store at Wet Coast Wolves, and that's Twitter, Instagram, Ravelry, all the things.
I'm Bernadette. I'm just like, what's my username? We're having coffee. My brain's not working. I'm Eco Geek. EC0G33K, if you're spelling it phonetically. So for anyone who's wondering what I'm doing and I'm not knitting, I'm spinning on my spinning wheel, which I'll talk about later, but just to explain what my hands are doing weirdly below the camera. I'm spinning.
Yeah, I guess you could have moved it ever so slightly.
Oh no, it's all good. I just like wanted to explain because if I was just like looking at my arms, I'm like, if people don't know what I'm doing, that probably looks really, really weird. What else was I gonna? Oh yeah, I was gonna say we have emergency snacks, a la Sue and Chelsea. We have brownies, which are and coffee in very themed fun mugs. It's the advantage of filming at my house is that we get to use my fun mugs.
They're very cool. All right, so I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and I'm not sure why, because we have worked together in the last few. Did we work together last week?
No, we didn't.
Feels like it's been ages.
Because I've been moving.
Oh, that's why.
So I wasn't here on Tuesday.
That's what it was.
Moving is a lot of work, guys. Still not even done. Normally, I could every time I've moved, I've been able to set up like my space in like a couple of days, and my brain.
It's because you only had like one room plus a little bit extra. When you have a whole place, it's like
I forgot about that.
And then there's the walls, like pictures on the walls, and I mean I was just saying before we moved in March, and we still haven't put all the pictures on the walls. We got the bedroom done just like the other week.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching the Knit All the Things podcast with Cara, and she had just moved in with her boyfriend. I'm really behind on podcasts, so I was watching one from a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about the fact that you just find stuff that you're like this random stuff. I don't know what to do with this, and I'm living that life currently.
Yeah, somehow it must have a home because you had it somewhere and you didn't notice it, and then you move. And especially if you move to like a place with less storage or different storage and just trying to like rehouse everything, it's such a pain.
Yep, exactly. It's not a good time.
Yes.
Yeah. So to get to knitting and fibery stuff.
Oh yes, that stuff.
You have more foes than I do. Do you want to alternate or do you want to go first?
We can alternate.
Okay.
Do you want me to start? Because I have one more than you on the list.
Okay.
So I'll start with the small one. I've been knitting like a crazy person, and I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but I'm
taking advantage of the fact I can't knit for
I have to knit dash, and I'm running out of time. So, first I'll show you, let me move my work in progress, and I'll show you, this is this Stout scarf that I was working on last time. Look how squishy that fabric is.
It looks wonderful.
It was one skein of yarn. It's called Stout. It's an Italian yarn, and you can see it's marled, and it's also an ombre. So these are the 2 ends, and one is lighter than the other, very much on purpose. I was talking to someone today about this yarn, and I would love to see this in a cardigan, because the change of color, like if you did it like back and forth, then you get the horizontal stripes and the different shades every time you'd switch balls. It could look so cool.
It would look cool. You could even alternate colorways too.
Yeah,
like you go back and forth between the 3.
Because like this one, and then there's the whiter one that's like more white completely, and you go like from dark all the way right up to super light, and then back again. That'd be so cool. So this is it's just a basic fisherman rib stitch. It is a free pattern that we can give with the yarn, and it's 300 meters. Yeah.
So I finished some socks that I was working on last time. We'll do these ones.
Move so it's like right in my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can put down some blinds if you want.
No, it's actually not. It's just on the reflection.
Okay.
Sorry, distracting.
It's all good. So I finished my Zigzagular socks.
They're so fun.
And of course with this lighting you can't see the zigzag light. Does that put it right in front of your face?
There you go.
You can kind of see it. Yeah, there you go. So there's a zigzag pattern that goes up here. These are Brian's black belt socks. There's a second one, but the other sock blocker is currently occupied. So yeah, these are the black belt socks. Spacious OMG heel by Megan Williams, and Zigzagular pattern by, what was it? By Susie White of the Praire Girls. So these counted for the podcast Along Knit Along. That's held by Actually Knitting, because both Megan Williams and Susie White are podcasters. And it also counted for the Canada KAL.
I'm totally washed out.
That's kind of scary. We might have to deal with the light in a sec.
I think it's reflecting off the building across the street.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah, and it also counted for the Canada KAL because the yarn is Riverstone Yarns. My brain completely blanked. I'm sorry. So yeah, Riverstone Yarns. It is a bit of a thicker fingering, so these are some pretty good dense socks, but I love the fabric, and I think it's gonna wear really well. I love the way it kind of pooled.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. And Brian likes them a lot. Yeah, so that's that. And that one, those were 324 meters. Brian's two pairs of socks had drastically different meterage.
I wonder if that one was slightly thicker, or did that one have more or less? That one had more than the other one.
Yeah, but technically they both had like the same amount of meterage.
Right. Okay, so my second project I'm going to show is the one that I'm wearing. I'll do this, pull this Selma. This is my, I'll stand up, you can see the slide of it. This is my Love's Promise cardigan from last time. It's super fun. And it's just plain on the back. And you can see the little sleeve detail. It's got like a little pleat.
Oh, that's cute.
It's really, I really like it. You actually, it's a pleat, so you like take 5 stitches and move them almost like you're doing a cable and knit them together.
Okay.
And so it tucks it in and gives a little pleat. You can see this one. Well, you can't really see this one on the side. There it is. So when I was doing this sweater, I got it to the length, because it's of course top down. So I got it to the length that I wanted, and then I took all the rest of the yarn and split it exactly in half by weight. And so I knit the sleeves longer. Like, I think they're only supposed to be elbow length, but I just kept going till I ran out of yarn. And actually I like this kind of length anyway. It's kind of a perfect little long, but not too long. And yeah, so I think it turned out really well. And this is Cauldron yarn. They're a hand dyer out of Kelowna, BC. So it's part of the Canada KAL. And the pattern, as I said, is Love's Promise by Amanita, and I can't pronounce her last name. I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah. But it will be in the show notes. And this only took it was 2 skeins of sock yarn, so it's like 920 yards altogether, which I kind of found the pattern that way. I put in like, oh, I only have this much fingering weight, what can I make? And it is like, it's one of these ones that doesn't really, I mean, in theory I could button it if I wanted to, but I mean, really, who actually wears them like that? It's just kind of a...
You're really cold. And that's all you brought with you.
Yeah. It was perfect for today because it's actually like really warm out, but I was in the store all day, so I was in air conditioning, and it's that perfect little bit of extra layer rather than just a tank top. Yeah, and in Vancouver you always think of that kind of stuff because it's not really ever that cold here.
Yeah. It was like 15 degrees this morning, and now it's like 25 or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like super warm this weekend.
Ugh.
Yeah, so Dorshing.
Okay. I would like to apologize. I don't think you can hear the spinning wheel on camera. I'm hoping you can't.
I don't know. It's either that or my clicking needles are going to hear. So it's very
well, ambient noise might possibly be my fault. It is well oiled, but it's I spin on an Ashford Joy, so just it's a travel wheel. So the way it gets put together, it's never super quiet. It doesn't it's not as smooth as something.
Small.
It is small. People who say you need a lot of space for spinning, you do not.
You just need a lot of space for the stuff that you have to spin.
Yes. So my other faux is these guys. Another one for Brian's box of socks in the Summer of Socks KAL. Fish lips kiss heel, toe up.
I like that yarn. I love the white stripes.
Yeah, it's really fun. It was, although I have to say knitting both these like super boring man socks at the same time kind of killed me a little bit.
Time for something neon.
Yeah. See, what's funny is that Brian doesn't normally doesn't stereotypically be like only man colors. Like this whole cabinet here is like his, and there's like purples and greens and a whole bunch of colors in it.
Ones.
Yes, those I added. Yeah, so he's like he's not opposed to color in any capacity, so it was just bad timing on my part. These guys were part of my brown bag sock club that I've made up, where I took a bunch of my, this is really convenient, all my stuff's here.
Oh, look at that.
I took a bunch of my skeins and I put them in brown bags. These ones are Brian's and mine have a different washi tape on them. And this unfortunately coordinated around the same time that he got his black belt. So this is, what was this called? Superba Caramba. I was just like, that R in there throwing me off. By Rico, and it's colorway 6. And I got it at This Is Knit in Dublin when I was there last year. And it's kind of got this cool little like speckly strip, which I enjoy. And the heel was done in my super vintage Patton's Croy before it was Patton's. Yeah, so a pair of those done. Yeah, those were the Summer of Socks KAL. And yeah, technically for his box of socks, but the box of socks is supposed to be for you, but I made him a box of socks. And Glenda is an overachiever and knit all the things, so she has more bows.
So this is what I'm going to put on because it's just so cool. So this is, I'll show you the back. And
it's so pretty.
It's like, wait, there you go, that's better. That's better. So this is called Gullfoss. It's by Stephen West. How can you not figure that out? And it's supposed to be a vest, and the most basic way of wearing it is something like this, where you have a big, huge shawl collar, which you can style, I'm sure, in many different ways. And then there's the back. I'll move my hair out of the way so you can see.
It's so pretty.
I need to, I realized I need to block it again because I blocked the pieces before I stitched them together, and you can see where I've had this one folded because I finished the back a long time ago, and then I took it off when in May I started this, and I had gotten to about here. I had a marker showing where I started, and then basically I knit from there all the rest of this 53-inch plus edging section from like Friday to like Sunday. I don't know. I was having a knitting craze. Anyway, so you can wear it like this.
I have bad news about the knitting craze. It's probably lasted the past 20 years.
Maybe not 20.
I don't
start knitting.
I was
15, 16 years?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to make a judgment
No,
about things. I was just like, I couldn't remember when you started knitting.
I forget how long I've been knitting. Then I was wearing this. This is how people at work today thought that I should wear it like this. Put my hair up. So
I still like the Swancho option.
This way, but this is kind of fun because you see the fun shoulder. It's kind of neat. But yeah, the Swancho. I mean, Stephen West needs to do a video.
How do you wear a shawl?
How do you like this?
How do you wear this thing? You put it on you, and
so
now
you
you're
wear
wearing
it like
a shawl.
this, or then you can turn it around and you go. What's on the wrong arm now?
You totally have to bring it to Knit City and just wear it
I'm
a different
totally wearing
way.
this to Knit City. I love this. It's the coolest thing ever.
It's hilarious.
What I need to knit is, you were saying wear a sweater over a sweater. I need a long sleeve, a 3/4 length sleeve, like just thin weight, like an under sweater.
Yeah.
But I want to knit one. Andrea Rangel has one that I want to look at. She's just released a whole collection. I think it's in there. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I forget now.
Gullfoss.
So
you
it's
knit out of?
done in the whole skein. So the yellow and the blue and the gray are the super soft. And then the red is the Samarkand, which is 25% silk and 75% wool. Now it is double stranded the whole way through because it's supposed to be done with a DK weight yarn, kind of a heavier DK. So this is for Stash. This whole thing was 1,935 meters. So guess what? I'm winning.
She is winning. Yeah, I'm at. So my Stash total is 8,041 meters. And Glenda is at
8,883 and counting because you'll see
me. But now that I don't have to do moving stuff for a couple of days.
Yeah, see now we're
coming back. No, it's not. Okay.
I've only just managed to catch up to you. That's the challenge. That's the problem because now you're going to keep going ahead.
Well, so
I need to knit like crazy fast on a couple more projects and finish them.
Well, I cast on a sweater and I have a couple of pairs of socks, and if I finish this yarn, because this is a single, so I won't have to apply it.
Oh, because spinning counts.
It does.
They so have to include machine knitting next year because that's so not fair.
You can put in a pleat, Lala, the Empress of Stash Dash.
I'm so gonna do that because you
It's
have
the
to like
best title ever, the Empress of Stash Dash.
you have to do so much hand finishing. Like machine knitting, okay, fine. The actual knitting part is quick, but the setup is it just takes ages and just understanding the learning curve on a knitting machine is so much. So I think it should totally count.
I was gonna say I realized I don't know if have we explained what Stash Dash is to people?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
It's I think we did a little bit, but as a refresher, it's a knitting, not competition, but I guess a challenge. Because you're really most people are only competing against themselves unless they challenge someone else to compete against them. But you try and complete a certain amount of yardage between, what was it?
It's like the end of May, like the 20-something of May, I think, to like the 21st of August.
Yeah.
So there's 11 days left, including, not counting today.
Yep.
So,
so when I'm...
Knit faster.
Yeah. So, like, my plan originally was to try and do the 15K, but, like, my plans have failed me on a couple of things.
Is there a 12?
No, there's a 10 and then there's a 15.
Okay.
The 15 is new this year. I think I might actually be able to do the 10, though.
I
still haven't edited that green sweater. I should do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I will have finished 2 sweaters. Hopefully.
Oh, hey, by the way, I'm up to 3 fingering weight sweaters.
Oh.
Did you see that? Because Golf Floss is fingering weight and
That's
the
not a
blue
sweater,
one,
though. It's a vest. It doesn't have sleeves.
There's 2,000 yards of yarn in there.
Look how sad you look. Like, you look like I kicked your puppy.
It's totally a sweater.
It's a vest.
A vest is a sweater.
Oh yeah, it's a sleeveless cardigan. What's that term? Why did we come up with that? It's a vest. It's like I've been seeing people in like sleeveless coats, like sleeveless trench coats. I'm like, that is just a really long vest, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, those are kind of fun though.
They're fun, but I'm like, it's a vest. It's like a really large vest.
If it's made of wool, shouldn't it be a sweater?
No, because then everything's a sweater.
My jeans aren't a sweater.
They're not made of wool. Doesn't mean if your definition, if everything's made of wool.
If you take a sweater and turn it into pants and they're swans, it's still technically a sweater.
It's a sweater in the form of pants. It's like a Pokemon evolution of a sweater. Or like one of those like power ring combinations, like in the form of pants. Like a sweater. I can't remember what that was. Alright.
Okay. So, let's get on to works in progress.
Yes. Do you want to go first? Or?
You can go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the spinning, because that's what I'm currently doing.
Oh, yeah.
I am spinning fiber by Ancient Arts. And I have divided them into these tiny little bump things. It was the Knit City colorway from 2 years ago, I think. Something like that. So Ancient Arts, it's a Polworth silk blend. And I only have 3 of these little bumps left.
How much are you getting out of one bump?
I have no idea.
How do you figure that out?
Oh, I just divided it up. Okay, so the reason they're like this is it came in a braid. And I wanted to make sure I could spin this thinly. So I split the braid up into like pencil roving.
Yeah.
So it's thinner, and I only have these 3 guys left. And it's so pretty.
How many did you have all together?
I have no idea. Did not count. Was not that prepared. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can lift my wheel up and show you what it looks like.
Your coffee while you're doing that. So it's not how it's spilled.
And you can see my wheel as well. Maybe. Let's see. How do podcasters do this?
Bring it over this way.
Ah, there we go.
That's pretty what you're
So that's what it looks like spun up. And I'm going to hopefully full it. Also, this is my wheel. She's very cute. I like her.
So wait, when you full it, like you full the... Okay, you have to explain what you mean by that.
Fulling,
really sure I understand.
fulling, it's like semi-felting. So like, you know how Ross does like semi-felted?
Oh, okay.
It's
so
like that.
How do you do that without felting it into a big lump?
So you put it in, from what I understand, you shock the yarn. So you put it, you have two bins of hot water and one of cold.
So you have to
so
steam it first?
Yes.
Okay.
You always have to skein your hand spun after. Hello. Sorry, my hand spin's behind you. So, and you take your stuff off of the wheel, ends up like this. So the skein would look like this, because you'd ply it up.
So did you put it on the Swift to do that, or do you have a nitty-knotty?
I have a nitty-knotty, but it's too small, so I put it on the Swift. So yeah, you take the skein like this, and then you dunk it in cold water, and then you quickly pick it up and you put it in hot water. And then you take it from the hot water and back to the cold. And
So yeah, you basically felt it. Don't do that with your sweaters.
Unless you want felted sweaters. And now I have tangled the skein. Cool,
Oops.
I will deal with this later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm planning on doing that, because I really want a nice, thin fingering weight that I can knit a shawly scarfy thing with. Because I'm not generally a huge fan of singles, but this yarn tells me it wants to be a single, so that's what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying the spin. I don't know when I'm going to spin after this. I'm hopefully going to get this done for the end of...
Do you have a plan for the yarn once you finish?
I'm thinking, what's that, Pebble Beach?
Oh, I like that one.
Or like a light shawlette scarf type thing. Because I also don't know how it's going to knit up. I'm pretty sure I have a skein of the yarn in the same colorway.
Oh, right.
Back there somewhere. So I also bought a skein of the yarn in their DK weight at some point, because I think I was buying my friend some of the cat yarn, and I was like, oh, this is pretty, and then didn't realize I had the same thing. So this is the same colorway, but in yarn. And this will at some point be a hat, which is why it isn't a ball. It's been like this for too long, but it'll be a hat, so it'll be fine. Let's not talk about it. Really densely wound ball. Okay, so that's all I have to say about my spinning.
Okay, I'm going to do my work in progress that I have in my lap. This is the flax. I think I showed it. I don't think it was very much different last time I showed it because I haven't really been working on it. It has a head and some armholes.
It has a head. I can see the head.
I don't know. Head, armholes. It's being made with Peyton's Colorway sock yarn. Oops, I just dropped stitches. And it is a flax light, and it's the flax colorway. How randomly appropriate.
Super meta flax. The most hipster of flaxes.
There you go. And it is for the most not hipster of people, Mike.
Well, I think Mike is an unintentional hipster occasionally.
Think so?
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't know.
Sometimes
He doesn't have the beard. And
well, you don't need a beard
the
to
man
be a
bun.
hipster. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm fixing drop stitches.
You can't work on the podcast. That's not how this works.
I'm just clicking my needles for fun.
That's okay. I've given up on the needle clicking thing. Especially if I'm sitting here like with my semi-squeaky wheel.
Exactly. So I don't know what else. Oh yeah, I made this for a class, and then it got, we started it for a class, and it was one of these like, it started out with 2 people in the class, and then it became 1 person in the class, so then it became a very deconstructed class, which wasn't really a class. It was just like, hey, when do you want to get together and talk about how to make this sweater? And
sometimes that's fun though.
It was. It's just that it
Especially
resulted in me not actually finishing my sweater.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a class you're trying to like reach a certain stage for, you actually get it accomplished, whereas this one didn't.
This is why our classes change all the time at the
Yes.
store. Because we're like, what do we feel like making?
Like, I want to make this sweater. Let's go ahead and
or I
have a
have
class.
X yarn. What do we want to knit that into?
Exactly. Yeah, so hopefully I'll have this finished within the next 10 days.
Hopefully. Okay. Is that...
I have one more, but do you have one handy?
Sort of. I have a couple of pairs of socks. I still haven't quite... If anyone has any tips on what you're supposed to do with your yarn when you have to randomly stop besides letting it fly back in and go on the bobbin, let me know. I have no idea what to do, because no one ever covers that. Self-taught spinner stuff. I guess hashtag self-taught knitter problems. Or spinner. Whoops. Okay, so after I finished Brian's socks, I cast myself on a sweater.
I love that bag.
This was a panel I got from Dress So. It's just why it's a weird shaped bag. I love maps. I am a fan. So in this really long bag is my Georgetown sweater.
Oh, it's so fun.
But yeah, I'm in the, past me, I'm in the middle of a row. Not even a middle, like a couple of stitches in. It's not very exciting though. Currently it is, ooh, that looks so much cooler on camera.
It does look very cool.
So it's a bottom up cardigan. And I'm doing mine sock monkey style, which I enjoy. So I'm doing a contrast cast on in red. So I'm doing a red contrast cast on. All my ribbon's going to be in black, and then the rest of the body will be in this marled colorway, which I love, and I'm way more excited about after seeing it on camera. Not that I wasn't excited, because I cast it on Thursday. So in less than a week, I have most of the body knit. I will find it's a pattern by Hannah Fettig from the Home and Away book. I'm knitting it out of Cascade 220 and I guess I can show you the cakes. This is ruby, so just the red color, and black. It's very exciting. Black. And then this guy, which is medium gray mix. It's colorway 9402, which I only have memorized because people have asked me about it on Instagram. This sweater was inspired because I kept seeing the Roots sweaters last year, and I kept being like, I can knit something better than that.
I wanted to get one of their kits last year, and then because they did those like special like anniversary kits for scarves and stuff.
Oh.
And then the problem was I went and looked at the yarn, and it was not wool. It was like some not very nice synthetic blend.
That makes sense. Okay, so this is the book. I'm also gonna knit this sweater at some point.
Such a nice book.
Oh, I love it. It's amazing. And this is why I'm knitting this sweater. Look at how happy she looks. Look at this. This is what I want for my life, please. So this is the sweater. It's kind of an open front, but it has a rollover ribbed cardigan, which for me will be, or cardigan. Collar, which will be in black with a contrast bind off. So
I love how we pick patterns based on the pictures, because, you know, once you have that sweater, that will be your life.
Well, that's my hope. I now have a craft room to kind of go with it.
That's true. You just
so,
need like the wall of books over there.
I have my bookshelf. I have this wall.
What are you gonna put on that wall? More yarn, right?
Well, my desk is gonna go in that corner,
oh, okay.
and then probably fabric. Less boxes.
I see.
There's boxes over in this corner that you can't see. But yeah, so this sweater, this is the bottom up version that has a set-in sleeve that you pick up and knit down. There's another version, it's also a little bit more fitted. In the book, she has a more relaxed version called the Rosemont, which I was originally going to knit. So it's kind of same idea, open front, but this one's top-down raglan.
Oh, that's, yeah, okay.
And not,
I was trying to figure it out.
Not that I don't, it's also less fitted, so it's more relaxed. Not that I don't love top-down raglans, but I've done about a bajillion. So just for a bit of diversity, I thought I'd go bottom up. And thus far, I'm kind of loving it. Ugh, see, I love this book. She looks so happy. My brain thinks custom woolen mills 2-ply would be amazing in this sweater.
Yeah, the gauge might be a little different, but...
She knits it in Quince & Co. Owl, though.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one.
It's in an alpaca.
Oh, nice.
Wool one. Anyhow, I love this book. I love my sweater. I'm super excited about it, and I'm hoping, because we are going to Portland tomorrow.
That's so fun.
We are driving. It's like at least 6 to 7 hours, depending on how fast you go and how fast the borders
Will your car have air conditioning?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I wouldn't have cast on that sweater if it didn't. I texted Sam and I was like, Sam, does your car have air conditioning? She's like, yes. I'm like, oh, thank God. So I have to get through 2 more increases for the body, and then I have to knit that until it's 17.5 inches, and then I do this bit. I think it might be a bit long, but meh, whatever. It's a comfy sweater. Very excited about it. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm like 80% sure I'm going to need more black.
Oh.
But I also don't know if I will get that far on the trip, and I didn't want to. I think I have an extra
a
skein of
collar in black? Okay, yeah, you might need more then.
Yeah. If I'm really like going for it, I have a feeling they'll have black Cascade 220 in Portland.
Yeah, you can always do that.
I can also wait.
If you do the sleeves first,
yeah, that's my plan.
then yeah, like you can do both sleeves and not the cuffs, and then.
Oh, I'll do the cuffs. And the thing is like if I'm working
but...
on the ribbing, it's a lot of ribbing. If I like get through the ribbing and I'm like, I'm bored, then I can just wait till I get back. I also think I have an extra skein of the marl, and then I can just like exchange it for the black.
Right.
Not that I don't want to give you more money, but I don't want to give you more money, I guess. Okay, so your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna change the page on the show notes because I'll make this.
Oh yeah, right. We make show notes and I always forget to use them.
Okay, this is my next one. I want to show you my bag because you always show the bags. So this isn't really a project bag. It's a little tote. This was given to me. Miss Spiritual Tramps Knitting Circle. This is the bag. It was sent to me by my friend Suzanne. This is the knitting group that I used to be in England, in Newcastle, and they made the logo and they made the bags, and she very sweetly sent me one, even though I'd already moved back to Canada.
I love that wool symbol.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's the wool mark. I think they borrowed it.
It is, yeah. It's the wool mark, for sure.
We used to knit at the pubs because in England the coffee shops would close at 7.
I definitely did that in Ireland, and I got a lot of really weird looks.
We had there's one basically where we we're in a couple over the years, but the one they are still at is called the Bridge, and they reserve a whole section for us, and we go. It's so much fun every Tuesday night. If you're in Newcastle in England, Newcastle upon Tyne, because there are two. Go to the Bridge on a Tuesday night, and you can join the ladies.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that with my sweater, I'm going to knit heart elbow patches.
Oh yes, of course.
That is
How can you forget that?
It was on the second page of the show notes.
That's what we need to change.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my almost faux, technically still a work in progress. This is my sweater.
So what do you have to do left on it?
Okay, all the knitting's done. I have to weave in ends, obviously, because there's all these little stringy bits.
Buttons? Buttons?
Buttons, yeah, I need to, it's got like, you do this like eyelet row for your...
Well, that's cool!
So you basically choose however many buttons you want.
You could see where you want them. Put buttons up here, and then you're like, whoa.
Well, I'm going to go to Dresso and see what buttons I can find.
Turkeys.
Or, I don't know. No, I don't think
Put turkey buttons.
But, so it's all done. Now, I put this marker in because I started this last fall, because last fall I really wanted a sweater coat. And then I did it... I got sick of... The thing about sweaters that I hate are the sleeves. Because they're two of them, they're in the round, small, they drive me nuts. So on this one, I purposely did the sleeves first. So I did the top down, and then I did the sleeves, like, separated for the sleeves, and then did the sleeves, and then started the body. And this little shark marker here shows where I had left it from last fall. So I pulled it out, and I started here on Monday. So I did all of this, and then the pockets I just finished today. So this is like the lining of the pocket, and you can see it's got this super fun little bit of, what's it called? Fair Isle. And then the only thing I've done, like I've changed it a bit. I shortened it because I'm short and because I don't need it all the way down, like, to my knees. And then the other thing is the pocket...
You need a Voldemort cape.
Yeah, sure.
Fly behind you.
The pocket is supposed to be knit, so that goes inside, but down, and then you do a turning row and knit all the way back up, and then graft it to the inside of this. And I do not need 3 layers of extra fabric right on my hip, because the pocket is like right there. So I just did 1 layer, and I'll tack it down once all the ends are woven in and once it's blocked. But then you see this fun little... I'm not actually going to use my pockets, but they're just decorative.
You think that until you need pockets. And then you're like, why doesn't everything have pockets?
Knitted ones always stretch out, I don't know. But it's funny because I must have blocked it last fall. I was really torn about the sweater. I think I was going to rip it out at one point. Because look how it looks like I've blocked it, and then you can see the texture difference where I started. So I must have blocked it at some point and tried it on to try. I thought it was going to be too big or not right.
I think I remember you doing that.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to take it home and block it.
I also remember you threatening to rip it out.
Yeah, I do that. If my yeah, you don't know anything about that. If my projects if there's something wrong with them mentally in my head and I'm not happy with it, that's when I stall out on them, and that's when they just sit there for 1,000 years and never get finished. In which case, I try to go back and just decide if I'm going to keep it and finish it or if I'm just going to rip it out.
Finish your frog.
But when I finish this, which will be tomorrow, because I'm going to do all the... See, look at this massive, I also left really long tails on the pockets to stitch them down with, so they're, crazy long.
Good idea.
Twisted around me, but, yeah, when this is done, this is another 1,146 meters, so I'm over 10,000. Woohoo!
Really have to finish.
I'm super excited. And then...
Talk so much crap, and then, I moved, and it's just like...
See, all the way along, see, I'm just doing the win at the last minute thing.
That's not fair.
Oh my goodness, it helps that the Olympics are on right now, so I have lots of stuff to knit. I just put that out because when you're knitting, yesterday I spent a very long amount of time knitting, and when I have a show, if you're binge watching a TV show or whatever, or movies, I feel like you feel time passing more because it's that every movie is an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So every time you have to put on a new movie, you're 2 more hours gone. You put on the Olympics because we put it on the live stream from CBC. And it just goes all afternoon, and all of a sudden, oh look, it's midnight, and I didn't even notice. It's fantastic.
That is dangerous.
Likes away too, which helps, because,
That's true.
I don't have to do, things like cook, or move my knitting off the sofa, or,
That's
anything.
The moving your knitting off the sofa is way more work than you think it is. Brian has just gotten accustomed to sitting in a different chair. He's like, I just give up.
Yeah, well, normally, because I'm not supposed to sit. I'm not supposed to sit for long periods of time.
I'm just going.
Not very well. I move chairs often, so it's one chair, and then as long as it's different heights and things, it's okay. But the other thing I found is I got a bunch more books from the library on my library app, and I've been reading a ton. And when you're knitting 53 inches of stocking stitch, it's really helpful to have reading.
Yep, or to be super stressed and moving. That's also helpful. I knit almost like half a body of a sweater.
Yeah,
with transity stuff.
You would, for sure.
Yep. Are you all done?
I am all done.
Okay, not that I don't want to.
I know.
Tangent. Okay, so, also in reaction to Brian's socks, these were my brown bag for what was supposed to be July. Brian got this for me actually last year when he picked up my wheel. He picked up my wheel from Bad Anna's and then also decided to buy me 2 skeins of hand-dyed self-striping sock yarn. I love him a lot for these things. So this is White Birch Fiber Arts. And it's like purpley up here. It's like a perfect primary rainbow, which I think is why she calls it. No, I have my little Saturn hanging off of there. She calls it, unless I want to get this right, my rainbow can beat up your honor students, which I enjoy. It's just a standard superwash merino nylon. And I have one, and then the other one is still just a toe nubbin, but it has a unicorn on it, because obviously rainbows and unicorns. These are just my basic toe up, 60 stitches, 2.25 high sharp. That's what the cake looks like. Oh, I love it so much. I had to get these cast on so I could just pick them up and knit them in the car. And I'm debating, I don't know whether or not I don't know what heel I'm going to do with this yet. Advantage of toe-up socks. Although you could probably do that with cuff down as well.
Yeah, you can.
Motorcycle. I was thinking of heel-wise, I don't know. I want to try the Flegel heel, because Shannon talks about such wonderful things with it. But I also don't know, I'm like, maybe I'll do a Fish Lips Kiss, or maybe I can try the Smooth Operator heel.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is self-striping, and I love the way the self-striping does like a target heel.
Yeah,
if you do it like that.
Yeah.
And Susan B. Anderson said that you can do it toe up, and you just would do to your normal afterthought heel length, which for me, because I have a 9-inch foot length, is 7 inches. Mm-hmm. And you throw in your waist ring, but I'm like, I don't know whether or not I want to actually do the heel in the car. Oh, so we'll see. I have no idea what's happening. So I'm going to bring a bunch of heels with me.
One of the afterthought options would be good, though, for the car, because you can just throw your waist around and leave it until when you get to somewhere stable.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, really, I don't know. We'll see. We'll also see how bored I am with my knitting. That's living in my Zilda bag. I really need to switch up my bags more often. No dapper cats this week, though.
Oh, yeah.
So spicing it up in that, I have fancy, weird dogs instead. Yeah, now I'm going to knit. Glenda.
I don't have any other FOs.
Or whips?
I mean whips, because all my whips became FOs.
Oh, well that's good. Okay, never mind. I'll keep going then. Okay, so I cast on another pair of socks. Also for me. And this bag is made by me out of fabric that Kelsey got me. I love the poodle. He's so weird looking. And the pug.
The pug is the coolest, I think.
And then this dachshund looks really confused.
There's like a deer. So it's supposed to be this guy.
No, that's a greyhound.
Oh, he looks like a deer.
No, anyhow. So there's stars and then just like brown on the inside. Not exciting.
That's not, oh no, okay. This guy I thought was from the other side looked like a cat.
He kind of does. The girls this morning said he looks like a cat. So, my friend Sam,
that's so cool.
For my birthday, got me number 2 pencil yarn.
It's so fun.
So I cast one on because we're going, Sam and our partners and our friend Jamie, we're all going to Portland. And I was like, I want to knit yarn that people in my life got me while I go to the place with the people who got me the yarn. So she got me the number 2 pencil yarn. I just realized how fat my lead looks. Oh well. So yeah, it's the number 2 pencil yarn, and I'm using the number 2 pencil pattern, and I only have one, and it's got my little gray mouse that Glenda gave me on it. So yeah, it's just toe up. This one will probably have a Spacious OMG in it. It's just got like garter ridges on it. But for those of you who don't know, this is a self-striping yarn. And it comes in, it used to come not in mini skein form, but just like dyed up. You would request either toe up or cuff down, and she would send you.
Was that a blank?
No.
Did she give you? Okay, it was actually a kit.
Yep. Okay, this is not working. I'm trying to find the other pencil. So you get 2 mini skeins now. Now I'm beginning to become concerned. You get 2 mini skeins. There we go. You get 2 mini skeins. and a body color. So body of the pencil, got your lead and the wood part that isn't yellow. And then the top is the metal and the eraser.
Those are so cool.
So,
that's better too, I guess, because then you can make them as long as you need to. You can have really short pencils or long pencils.
Yep. And I'm very excited. So
what do you do for the heel? Just yellow?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just got like the simple stitch pattern on it.
That's fun.
I did cut the brown a little bit short. Like I have a little bit of the brown left over. Because I think, honestly, if I kept going, it would have been too much brown. But I'm very excited about them.
Those are so fun.
And technically, we'll be done for back to school. Not that I am going back to school. But yeah, so these are my semi-interesting socks.
Super cool.
So these are coming to Portland. The other ones are coming to Portland. Possibly my April. Because I might get bored of just plain knitting.
Well, you might possibly maybe find some new yarn down there.
But I was just thinking, like, if I want something that's, like, interesting to knit
yeah.
instead of just, like, around and around and around and around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to get to Portland and need knitting. I hear they have no yarn there. It's like a yarn desert, she says sarcastically. So I also have been working on this.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't gotten a ton of work done on it, but this is a crazy... I'm moving things. That's why I moved my lap. So I've been working on this blanket.
Oh, hey, you're, like, actually putting them together now.
I am. All the squares are done.
Wow. Oh, that looks actually pretty cool.
Yeah, when I put it together, it doesn't look hideous.
I was a little worried when I saw it before.
No, as was I.
The blue is really nice, but
they don't go together at all. So I'll explain before I show this. So this was the there's a needle sticking out here.
Oh.
There. So you all saw the orange blanket that I finished. That was the follow-up, super bulky acrylic practical joke to this one. Brian for Christmas got me a lot of balls of a super bulky yarn by Loops and Thread from Michaels, 100% acrylic, in cotton, like all different colors, and he wanted them to just go together in a crazy blanket, and none of them go together at all. So I finally, he got them for our first Christmas, which was over 2 years ago, and I only finished crocheting the squares a couple months ago, because crocheting at this thick of a gauge really hurts my hand. I am using a 9mm hook for this, which is giving me a nice granny square. So I finally
technically go bigger that way.
Yeah, but I don't.
Pretty dense.
To me, this is loose. Anyhow, whatever. It's done. I'm not redoing it. Like there's.
No, I was just thinking because sometimes if you're like using a really tight, like a really like making a tight fabric with a small hook, it's harder on your body than if you're like doing it on a huge loose one.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's just the big gauge I found. Even when I get the gauge right, it tends to hurt. So I'm crocheting them together.
This blue and gray.
Yeah, I don't mind them individually. Like I even like this like weirdly patriotic one for Not Our Country
because it's yellow and pink and purple.
So as you can see, none of these colors go together, and it's also very wide.
How many squares do you have?
I have a lot more rows.
I'm assuming you plotted
like 9 rows. Yeah. So the way I'm putting them together, you can kind of see. So I matched up the colors to go diagonally, like this. So they go like that, except for this one column that's random stuff. Because some of the balls I got more colors out of. This is a random ball I had in my stash that Brian got me also as a joke. So these guys are super bulky, and I'm edging them, like joining them as I go, with 2 strands of Loops and Threads Impeccables in the giant black ball form. Because I couldn't, honestly, this is going to be a huge blanket, and I didn't want to spend that much money on edging.
It'll be super fun when it's finished, though.
Brian is very excited about it.
Cool.
And I've been trying to work on it more, but I don't want to kill myself. But in theory, if I was to finish this for Stash-S, it'd be like 2,500 meters. But yeah, so I laid them all and took pictures, and they're in stacks like this, in the order they're supposed to go in, with the number of row they are. I think I have 9 rows. This is 2 of them done. I might try and work on it again later, but we'll see. Because I can't spin and crochet in the same day.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the same muscles and it hurts.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing edging around the outside at some point, but probably not anytime soon. Maybe for next year's Stash. Then I can count the whole blanket twice.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
I can. Not that
Just
I
start
do
making
this
a
on
bunch of
purpose.
sweaters that don't quite fit right.
I think there are people who like have already done their 15Ks. I'm like, were you planning this?
Yeah,
Did
well,
you, like-
if you like, I was thinking about it because a couple of these sweaters are like half finished, and if you just like did all but, I mean, because all you have to do is like a row and a cast off, and that counts, right? So
Yeah.
basically, if every
you can just do the
project,
cast off. You don't even have to do a row.
yeah, so if every project that you do since January, if you like, you know, barely just don't finish the last little bit of it, that'll totally count.
Yeah, I did that for like a couple of weeks leading up to
I
Stash.
feel like it's cheating.
But
though.
like I could not have a faux from
Yeah.
like January to May.
No, right?
That'd be awful.
it's way too hard.
Yeah, it would not be a good time at all. But yeah, so that's all of my whips. I'm hoping to have the socks and the sweater done for next time, because Portland is 7 hours away. We have to drive there and back, and I can't drive, so I can't help.
Darn, you'll just have to knit the whole time.
Yep, Sam will be sitting in the back with Jamie. And I jokingly asked Jamie, I'm like, you want to learn to knit? It was like 14 hours. He's like, oh, I don't think so.
I don't know, teaching it might take away from
That's
knitting
valid.
time.
I don't know if I'm going to do that. Maybe we should get
Wait,
Sam
no,
to
you
do
should
it.
totally teach him.
But yeah, so I think that's all I got. I think some of my brain's like, am I messing up my knitting? Is that everything in our show notes?
That's everything for the show notes, yeah. We just
Okay.
have acquisitions. Which I totally forgot to bring the anniversary yarn.
Do you know how to insert pictures? Can you learn?
Yes, it won't
Glenda's
be...
editing this time.
I'm going to. But it won't
So.
be a inlaid picture, because I can't do that with my software, but it's going to go right here. Okay, so that was our anniversary yarn. It is dyed by Krista of Rain City Knits. And basically the story behind the anniversary yarns is Krista started dyeing her yarn around maybe a few months before we opened the store. And so I forget now how we got in touch with each other, if I called her or she contacted me. But so anyway, we were one of the very first stores to carry her yarn. And so when we opened, because I knew I was getting some yarn from her fairly soon. I must have called her then. Anyway, I asked her if she would do some specialty yarn for us. So I basically said, like, you know, 15, 20 skeins and just go for it. So she made a number of them that were blue and gray. In one of her shades of blue. It was raindrop blue, I think is what she ended up calling it. And just a gray. And then she did a couple of random skeins that were like one-offs. They were like, obviously I have pictures of them. There was like purple and green. Oh yeah, this actually was the one from a couple years ago because this was a BFL one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so this wasn't the original. This was like a later year.
Sorry,
I think.
thought, yeah, it was like, and then I have the
It's
polar
so
bear
pretty.
paintball. But
So anyway, since then, every anniversary, which our store birthday is the 1st of August, and so we get her to do another skein for us. And so we just kind of say, oh, I want these colors. And then she goes crazy and makes it for us. So the first year this was the first year. Oh yeah, I guess this is the first year. I thought we had different ones too, though. Maybe not.
I'm going to knit that into a Ravenclaw skirt.
It's so pretty. That was one of them. And then we did 90s ski suit. That must be the first year, because 90s ski suit was second, and that was purple and teal and gray. And I've seen them knit up pictures on Ravelry. That one actually striped somehow. It wasn't supposed to stripe.
Cool.
So I'm wondering about the one that we have now. It may, I don't know, depending on how you knit it. Then we did, so that was the second year. The third year was Sockeye in the City, which was pink and gray. And then last year we did Polar Bear Paintball, which was like speckled. I asked Krista if she could do speckles, and she learned how to do them for us, because she's so cool.
I was like, I probably have some in my stash if you want me to dig it out. This is probably in
see if I can see
behind. No, it's behind.
Oh.
It's in that cabinet, but like in a bag.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And
I can
then
dig it out.
I think they're actually on our website, because
I think you have a picture of them all together.
yeah, if you look at the anniversary yarn on our website, you can see all of them together. And then this year we did Umbrella Drink, which was orange and yellow and turquoise and gray. It's very cool, as you saw. I think as of today, there's like 6 or 7 skeins left.
Ooh.
So check online when you see this, and you'll see if there's any left. And it is a sock yarn. This year it is a 75-25 superwashable and nylon blend, superwash merino. 463 meters per ball, 463 yards, I think, which is huge. So we can do a pair of socks and then some.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need a pair for me, and then the leftovers will be a contrast toe heel for Brian.
Yeah, and you could totally do that, because there's so much yardage in that.
Well, for me at least, because the store means, like, not that it doesn't mean a lot to you. Obviously it does. But just, I don't know. The store means so much to me that it's changed our lives so much that it's nice that we have, like, coordinating socks.
Matching socks. I haven't...
Though I still haven't knit my polar bear paintball socks.
I haven't even... The pink and gray one, I think I knitted. I caked it because I knit something in it and then I pulled it out. But I kind of wish I hadn't because all my other ones are untouched and they're perfect original.
You can reskein it.
Yeah, I can. I just don't have the label anymore.
Oh, well, nice.
To find someone who has it.
Yeah, just email Krista. Be like, I need this label from 4 years ago, please.
We have pictures of it, I guess. But, so that's all the yarn that I acquired this week. Okay. If we had to film this in the store, we have a whole bunch of new store yarn, like a bunch of new product for the fall. But we're not at the store, and I didn't want to haul it all here, so you just have to come in and see it.
Well, we can show it next week.
Yeah.
You could film a thing on your own if you wanted.
No, we'll do it
we'll
next week.
just do it next week. So the only acquisition I have.
This is so cool.
It's technically didn't acquire anything because this was already mine, but
it magically got colored.
It did. So our friend of the store, Jessie, Yarn Over New York, I had dyed this for me. Sort of, yes. I'm a bit confused about it.
Oh.
Which I'll explain in a sec.
So Jessie, if you're watching this, you have to send some notes.
I had a blank sock blank that was sitting in my stash that I bought on a whim when we did a knit picks order. And I was going to dye it at some point because everyone else was dyeing stuff and I'm like, oh, I'll dye stuff too. And then it just sat there and it was making me sad. And Jessie was in town, so I was like, hey Jessie, you're a wizard. Would you like to dye this for me? And she very nicely did.
It looks so cool.
And yeah, so this is what she dyed up for me. It's beautiful and I love it. So, in theory, I think she wrote me a little recipe about how it's supposed to knit up. But I'm a little confused. So what Jessie's trying to do, she was trying to dye up a sock blank that gives you extra of a solid color to do toes and heels, I think, was her thought. Toes, heels, and cuff, and then this is supposed to be the body. But the problem is this is a single pull sock blank.
Oh.
And I need 2 socks.
It's not a double strand?
Is it supposed, or knit picks ones normally?
Yeah, it should be double.
Okay, never mind, because if it's double, this solves my problem.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it is! Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm no longer confused. Jessie's very smart. Okay.
She's dyed a couple of them before, so I think that, yeah.
Well, if I, looked at the sock blank. Never mind. So it's a double pull sock blank. So this part's, it's supposed to, this is the either toe or cuff. This will be the body. And then, so you either knit all the way through it or knit through. It's for afterthought heels. So you knit through your body, and then this part's supposed to be...
Oh, so the purple becomes your heel.
Yep. Heel. She wrote it up for me. Yeah. Or no, so that's your cuff, and then this is part of your heel, so that's why she threw a bit of that in there.
Oh, I see.
I have no idea how it's going to knit up. I'm very excited.
So cool.
I'm putting it in my Portland suitcase just in case I somehow get through those other socks.
Yeah, that'd be really neat.
Also, because this takes up no space.
Have you noticed she's selling a couple on her, if you go to, look up Yarn Over New York on Instagram, and she's posting a few and selling them. All the details are on her Instagram.
Yeah, she posted a rainbow one with black swirls on it.
Oh yeah.
Earlier today, yeah. And it's beautiful. And
she does really cool stenciling on them.
I'm very excited to have enabled her into dyeing more sock blanks, and I feel very privileged that she did it for me, and so I appreciate it a lot, and I will cherish the socks forever. And Jessie and I have been exchanging minis. I don't know if she'd want a mini of the sock blank she dyed.
Oh yeah, you should. If you have one, you should totally give it to her.
Yeah, I think I'm just, every time I finish a pair of socks, I'm just going to wind off 5 grams and put it together, and when it fills up an envelope, just send it to New York. So yeah, that's my only acquisitions. There's no craft all the things this week for me.
No, me neither, because I
only had time for knitting
stash only.
Yeah, I'm bringing my cross stitch with me to Portland, but it's only if I can't do anything else. It's supposed to be 36 degrees in Portland.
Yeah, not so.
So I might not want to knit my worsted weight sweater. We're also 50-50 on whether or not we have air conditioning.
Oh, and the place you're staying, yeah.
Yep, we got an Airbnb. I'm very excited. We got a little house. And I'm going to try and film some little sections. I don't know how well that'll go, because I've tried filming on my iPod before. It doesn't work so well. So, well, I don't know. We'll see.
We do Instagram movies, too. Those are always fun. That's
true. Instagram's probably a better bet, especially now that there's, Instagram stories.
Yeah.
which
We need to do one for the store.
I should do one for this craft room. That's what I should
Yeah,
do.
you totally should.
Maybe I'll do that after. The lighting's gotten all like grainy now that it's the sun's slightly set.
yeah.
It's natural light, but it's not too bad. So no craft other things from us this week, but we have
pages, they're stuck together.
store news.
Oh yeah, store news.
So I'll just ramble about the Canada KAL. So the Canada KAL is still happening. So we have time to talk about this week. We don't have to open any stores. Sorry for how rushed we were last week. Opening the store makes me anxious in like a good way.
I'm the owner. I was just like, yeah, whatever.
Store. So yeah, the Canada KAL is going until the end of September. It's either 30th or 31st. Can't remember right now. What is it? So the idea is to knit something that's either Canadian inspired with Canadian yarn or by a Canadian designer. And in our finished object thread, you can post an extra entry if it's a BC yarn dyer or a BC designer. So like if you were to knit something with yarn dyed by Mud Punch, for example, you can enter it twice. Or, well, she doesn't dye yarn anymore, but if Glenda could enter our contest. That's just for our thread. Other people are also participating in the Canada KAL. Feel free to double dip.
Everyone's rules are different though, so check out their rules to make sure, see how many things you get.
Yeah. So you can do whatever you want to knit. My brain. Technically, my pencil socks are Canada KAL as well, because Yarn Hoarder is
The dyers?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the dyer is Canadian. It's also her pattern, so technically.
There you go. Goes twice.
Technically, it's two. I was like, my other ones don't help me at all. Jessie is also not Canadian, which is frustrating. Darn. She's Canadian adjacent. She spends like half her time here.
Yeah, but it's not at the Canada KAL adjacent.
Yeah, I know. So it doesn't quite work. But yeah, I have so many things planned for that as well, but it's not enough time to finish them for Stout. Like I want to cast on a Shelob shrug for my Christmas knitting by Caitlin French. Oh, I want to knit so bad.
Plans of things I want to cast on, and I'm not allowed to cast on anything until after Stash Stash because I need. It's
only 11 days. I feel like you can do it.
Yes, I can survive. Plus, I need to get through. I'm still working on my 20 whips that I need to take off the needles.
All my whips are over here. Although most of that is my memory blanket.
Oh yeah.
That whole bag, that whole tote bag is all memory yarn. Yep, all.
That's huge.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so we are also collecting purple hats at the store. Did we talk about these before?
We did once, but it kind of got lost from the shuffle.
Oh yeah, okay, so the purple hats, it's a campaign by the Children's Hospital. It's actually international. It's the Click for Babies campaign. And it's to bring awareness to shaken baby syndrome and to the fact that babies cry a lot, and please don't shake them when they cry a lot, even if it's making you crazy. So what they do is they collect purple hats that are knit and crocheted, and we collect all summer until the end of September. And then we give them to the Children's Hospital, and they distribute them to hospitals like maternity wards around the province, and then all the babies born in November get a little purple hat. So all sizes of babies, but like not toddler, like baby. They don't have to be preemie, they can be like normal baby size too. Kind of anywhere from like probably 14 inches to 16 or 17 inches around.
They have more details on their website as
well. clickforbabies.org is the website. And yeah, there's tons of patterns. It's Ravelry. Anything 50% purple at least. You can mix it with other colors, and machine washable, so they're easy care. And no, please don't attach any like bows or ribbons or anything like that, because the kids could choke on them, and it's just not good.
No. Yeah. Choked babies is not a good thing.
Exactly. And you can bring them to the store. We are collecting until the end of September. I believe other stores in town are collecting. Check your local yarn stores if you're not in Vancouver. And like I say, it's international, so there's campaigns all over England and the States and Europe and everywhere. So
yeah. And they have like places to mail them listed on their website as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So like if you wanted to mail them, maybe don't mail them to us, mail them to maybe somewhere in your area.
Yeah.
Hopefully the shipping will be cheaper as well.
Yeah.
Although if you're in Canada, it really makes no difference.
That's when you want to find a hospital and just walk them over by foot.
It's true. Go take some transit.
Yeah.
Head down to VGH, just randomly show up in their kids' unit. I have hats! Sure, that won't scare anyone.
Well, most kids are born in Vancouver they all go to women's and children's, right?
That's true.
Which is connected. Well, it's women's.
I guess you show up to
connected.
women's and children's. and be like, I have hats.
Yeah.
If you get lost, you end up in the blood clinic. It's very different, though. And yeah, we got new yarn at the store, but we'll talk about it more next week.
Maybe we'll have it all put away by next week.
No. Unless the store secretly becomes a TARDIS. That is not happening.
Yeah, how do we do that? If anyone has information on how to turn the store into a TARDIS.
I've been looking into making a lot of things into a TARDIS. Unfortunately, the science is just not quite there yet.
Nice, a physicist, you can figure it out.
And sure, either that or like the Hermione's purse thing.
Oh.
God, do I want that purse. The amount of stuff I have to carry with me.
Oh, I didn't realize I was thinking of that as a Mary Poppins bag.
It's because you haven't, yeah, well, same idea. I was like, it's because you haven't read the last book, isn't it?
No. Like the last book of the series or the new book?
The last one of the series.
Oh yeah, no, I never read that
Because it's in there.
I'm afraid I didn't get that far.
Yeah, the Mary Poppins bag is also great. I have to say, though, if you're a nanny and you watch Mary Poppins with your kids, they just think you're way less cool.
Do you know what? If you read the Mary Poppins books, it's so not like the movie.
Oh, I know.
They're actually pretty good, the books. But
it's kind of disheartening to have these girls be like, why are you not magical? And I like make up this whole story. I'd be like, well, it's because they took my magic license away and I'm not technically allowed to practice. And then you have to explain what a magic license
Aren't they familiar with Harry Potter? You can't do magic when you're not at school.
No, they don't.
Unless
They've only
you're of
just
the age,
recently
though.
started Harry Potter.
Okay.
I don't know why Mary Poppins was the first go-to. Anyhoozle. So, I don't think we have anything else to talk about.
No.
But thank you for joining us. The show notes, are in the doobly-doo.
In a town bar?
Doobly-doo.
Okay.
Old school vlog brothers.
Okay.
Doobly-doo, or the link will also take you hopefully to Ravelry.
Yeah.
Where our show notes are.
And then I'm going to put them on the blog eventually as well.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All the places. Although the Ravelry notes have a lot more extensive linking.
Well, they link
stuff.
to all the fun projects and stuff, which is all of... Oh, yeah, I have to do that now, too. Okay.
Yeah. If you can just put up basic notes and I can do it later, maybe.
No, well, I can figure it out. It's not that hard.
Yeah. If you do want any more like details on our projects and stuff, we do try and keep... Well, I do try and keep good project pages about like listings and stuff.
I think I have project pages of everything. Unless I'm like doing like... I'm in denial about what I'm casting on, which I'm not currently in denial. If I was in denial, I wouldn't cover Stash Dash, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Alright, so we're just rambling now.
Yes.
So we will see you in 2 weeks.